Okay, we're going to try this again. It's going to take a minute for people to come over, and it's going to take a minute because there's a delay between here and there. If you're just catching this one, there's a part one. We were having technical difficulties and decided to refresh it and try it again. I'm just cleaning out my cubicles. I have a large tarot collection. Most of my collection stays under my bed in bins. I have a very small apartment. And so I have three cubicles, favorite oracles, favorite tarots, and then favorite oracles and tarots that I use a lot with clients, as well as a historical deck collection here. Um, and this one that I'm working on right now are decks that they're in flux. I will each turn of the wheel, so each of the two parts of the season, I will pull decks out and put new decks in that I'm kind of playing around with or working with. They're not necessarily favorites, they're just ones that I want to work with for whatever reason. They're new decks, or I'm just trying to test them out, or that type of thing. So, that is what we're doing. If you're just come to this part randomly, there was a part before this. So it was about a little over an hour, and then we started having problems with video. So hello, Miss Nikki. So that was just like a intro for people who just came to this part secondly. So what I'm going through right now, a lot of these decks are going to get put back, right? Because they were just decks for the seasons, and I didn't clean things out. Bad me. And so most of these decks are probably going to go away for new decks that I need to do walkthroughs of and I need to test out. So I'm guessing most of these decks are going to go back into my main collection. Okay, so for example, Darkwood Tarot. It's a deck that I love. It's not a deck that I will get rid of. I never really expected this to be a deck that I used with clients. I just really love the artwork, and I love, love, love the guidebook in this deck. So that's going to get put back. I need to start a pile right here. Put back pile. Forest of Enchantment. I love this deck, but I use it for specific purposes, especially like my story classes and things like that. But right now, I have a hard time putting this one away. I think I'm going to keep this one out for a little bit more, but I still grab that for certain things. Okay, what else do we have here? That's an oracle. I'm trying to do the tarot decks. Brady Tarot, I kept this out for a little while to do a walkthrough of. I don't want to get rid of the deck. I think it's really powerful. It's just too Rider-Waite Smith, and the keywords on it are just too different from how I read the cards. So it's not a deck that I would ever use for clients, and probably not even for myself, but as a part of my collection. I did spray the shelf, Jamie, while we didn't have good video. I sprayed it. So that's going to go back into my collection boxes. This is a deck called Stardust, a minimalist tarot deck. I don't even think I've worked with this. I think my friend Patrick, he will try things out and then just send them to me. Oh, yeah. So it's literally, look at that. I guess we'll take a, it's literally just like numbers. Let's see what the majors are. The court cards are like, just like that. Let's see what the majors. Here's the moon. I don't know. I might like it. The majors are neat. I don't really like the court cards. They're pretty. It's almost like they just pulled real simple graphics to stick on there. So I'm not sure about that. I guess I'll keep it out and at least give it a try, because I don't think I've even opened that box. So I guess I'll keep it to check. To check on, but I'm not sure I really love. I feel like they could have found better graphics even for simple graphics. But Murder of Crows, did I do a walkthrough of this? I don't think I did. So that one's got to stay out because I still need to do a walkthrough of that. So let's stick that there. That's an oracle deck. Bonestone and Earth Flesh, I haven't really worked with too much. I did a walkthrough of it and then I lost the footage, but I have a stick. I just stuck a sticky on it yesterday, actually, that I think that stick might have the footage on it. My walkthroughs are really long. So it's really frustrating when I have to do, um, please be rebellious, Nikki. There's no need to do links for this. This is cleaning. We're just going to hang out and chat. So I haven't really worked with this too much. I adore Anna's artwork. She is, really, she's a friend, so I'm biased, but I do love her artwork. So I just haven't had a chance to work with it. So that's what this shelf is for. It's like, okay, I need to work more with a particular deck. This is called the Hardy Tarot. This was sent to me not by the maker, but sometimes people have tried decks and then they didn't really get on with them, or they got another version of it, and so then they'll send me decks to try out. I haven't. Let me turn this off. It's easier to see. So I haven't tried this deck out at all yet. So I guess I'll keep this out and give it a try. I like the size because it's like kind of playing card size. I don't know why I'm showing you cards. We haven't really been looking at cards. I will say the artwork intrigues me on this one. Like, I like this chariot. Yeah, I mean, the artwork here is intriguing, so I'm going to keep this out, and I haven't given it a try yet, so that will stay out. It's called the Hardy Tarot, illustrated by Colleen Hardy. This is number 13. First printing. This is like a first printing. It's Thoth-based, Lynn said. Thank you, Lynn. So I'm going to keep that out and give that a try. And see how that is. Here's one that Simon, I don't know if Simon's still awake. But this, my friend Patrick sent me because he has another version of it. So this is the Starlight Illuminated Tarot by Carol Herzer. These are like handmade decks. They're very literally made at home, laminated at home. I think they're fairly expensive because they're very work intensive. I don't read Rider-Waite-Smith, so I was fun to be able to see what somebody did with it, but it's not a deck that I would work with. I certainly wouldn't use it for clients, but I do think it's pretty. Yes, I will do. I'll put it on the list. I'm being good and making a list. So Hardy Tarot. Hardy Tarot. Okay, it's on the list, Miss L. Okay. So, but that one's going to go back into my collection. Like, I think it's gorgeous and I love having it, but it's definitely not one that I would use for clients. Have I ever watched? Yes, since I have definitely watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. My son loved it. I love it. I don't know if I've seen it. I mean, I've seen the movie, but there's a series as well, I believe. And I don't know if I've seen all of the series or not. But yes, Miss Essence. Okay, so that is tarot. I don't think this is tarot. This thing is nothing. My friend Patrick clears his stuff out and then he just sends them to me. And then I have to figure out what in the heck they are. This is called the Fourfold Oracle. I have no clue what this is. Oh, yeah, this one didn't really appeal to me too much. I don't know. I know nothing about this. It's definitely collage-y. I like, again, the size, but Spark, it's got like numbers on it, like 02, but these are all like 02. Then there's like 03, 04. So I don't know. I know nothing about it. There's a really cool guidebook that comes with it that's like hand done. So I need to take a look at it and see what it is. So I'll keep it out and figure out what it is. I know that was Patrick. He picks things up, looks at them, does a reading, and then he sends them to me, which is great, right? Except for a lot of times it's not stuff that I would ever work with. So then I'm like, thank you, Patrick. Essence says Netflix is supposed to be producing a new series based off of it. Yeah, I feel like I've watched some of the animated series, but I don't know that I've watched all of it. So I'll have to see. This one I'm going to keep out to check, at least check it out and see what it is. This is Seasons of the Witch. That's going to get put away. I got this at the end of Halloween season, Samhain. Um, I liked some of the cards. I like the words from the keywords. Some of the images are not my favorite, although I like the artist's other work. She does some really folky art style artwork that I love. One of the things that I love about this is that the creators of this, one is Lorraine Anderson and the other is Juliet Diaz, and then the artist is Giada Rose. I'm not sure how you would say that. They're doing all the seasons. I think the next one is Yule. But this came up like I got mine when I got home because I got out of town and pretty much the season of the witch was over, although the season of the witch is all year long. But I'll probably put this away until next season, and then I'll come back to it. The Wild Unknown Archetypes, this is one of those ones that I really want to love. I don't think I'm a big fan of round decks, and I know I'll come back to this, but I just haven't done anything with it. So I'm going to put it away for a while, and I'll pull it back out. Again, this cubicle is exactly what this is for, pulling out decks that interest me and then putting them away, and then when I go back into my collection I'll pull things back out again. So this is supposed to be in and out. It's the stuff that's in flux for me, and that's what it's supposed to be doing. So that it's not because I will never use it again. It just means I don't really feel the pull for it right this minute. Sorry for the off topic, but since I saw the name Al here, does anyone no, she's been gone for a while. She moved, I know she moved states, and got a new job. Like she completely moved states. I think her and her partner both got completely new jobs. And that was the last, we've seen of them. I think she's probably just on doing her in her own fabulous way. But no, I've not seen anything from her, other than what other people have. Agreed. Vife. I don't know how if that cannot be probably correctly pronounced, but it looks like Vife for me. Vife. I agree. And I agree with Lynn. Keaton says, do I ever plan on diving into Thoth? I have dived into Thoth multiple times. So I've read through a lot of books on Thoth multiple times. And I love, like, I will pull out my Thoth. I love Lady Harris's artwork. I love the pips in Thoth. But as a system, like as a separate system, Vife, is the I pronounced like I, like a long I? So is it Vife or Veef? Is it E sound or I sound? We'll get it right. I don't know that I would ever dive into it as a system, because what I found the older I've gotten is that the way that I read is very specific to numbers, numerology, elements, the things that are really important to me. And so while I can learn a lot from a system, and I do continue to go back and do reading and sort of research into Thoth, Rider-Waite-Smith is a system that I pull from, but it is not primary for me. Thoth is something that I research and I'll pull things that I've learned from that, but it isn't primary to me. And I don't know that either of those systems would ever become primary reading styles for me. So it's more academic than it would be ones that I would become like a Thoth reader. And which I think is an amazing thing. Again, there's just different paths to tarot, and those are just two of the paths. So yeah, hopefully that answers that question. Okay, continuing forward. As I said, Mists of Avalon, I cut all the keywords off. I'm just not a fan of the keywords on this one, but I love the artwork and I love the concept of the deck. I need to work with it some more, so that one is going to stay out as an oracle. Magic of You is definitely going to stay out. It's very much liminal space, very fey. It's not purported to be a fey deck, but it feels very fey. And so I'm going to leave that one out because I'd like to work with that a little bit more. This one I'm disappointed in. I feel bad to say that because the artwork is stunning. It's the Woven Wisdom Oracle, or Woven Wisdom Oracle. And I love the artwork. I bought it for the artwork. I love the artwork. And maybe what I need to do is just cut off the keywords, but it doesn't feel cohesive because what it is an artist who is an amazing artist, similar like Brian Froud in terms of that style of amazing artwork. And I love, love, love the artwork, but the deck doesn't feel super cohesive because it's pulling from his body of work. Some are really colored like this. Some are very sketched, which are gorgeous. I love it. Like there's so few Fae decks that read the way that I look, the way that I see the Fae. I need to probably give this another chance because I love it. But because it's just pulled from somebody's art style versus, this is always the problem, right? When a deck is pulled from a body of work versus created for the purpose of a deck, you can almost always tell. Now, sometimes they're able to get over that. You're able to get over that hump and it's put together really well. And you can kind of get over the hump of that sort of mashed in. But I'm almost thinking that what I need to do is literally just pull the keywords off on top, which I kind of thought, but I thought you can't put things back on, right? So I cut off some of it and I left the top title. And I think that what I need to do is just cut all of the keywords out and just use the images. I'm going to try that first before I just put it away. But the artwork is so varying. It doesn't feel super cohesive, even though I love all of the artwork. He's an amazing artist. It just doesn't feel cohesive to me. So I think I will leave it out. I talked myself out of putting it away. I will cut those off and just use the images as they speak to me and see how that goes. So I'm gonna do that. This one I knew this would be the hardest of the cubicles because I knew most of these are going to get put away, and that will leave me room for going through my stuff and pulling things out. Plus I have a pile over there of decks that I need to do walkthroughs of that can go in here instead of sitting over there. I could stick like washi tape on top of it. Yeah, it's a relatively cheap deck. I was willing to give it a try. This is called The Witch's Oracle by Sally Morningstar. I haven't really used this one, so I'll probably leave this out. I trimmed this one, and I do like some of it. My problem with this one is it has a very pagan witchy feel, but then all of a sudden there's more of a alchemical magical feel to some of them that feels at odds. Like this looks very sort of magic, alchemical, magician-y kind of energy versus pagan energy, which I think is kind of strange. But it does speak to me, so I just haven't used it. So I'm going to keep that one out. I'm going to leave that one out and work with that a little bit more. I loved the Enchanted Bruja. I did a walkthrough of this, but I'm going to put that away for next Halloweenies time. This is my sad deck. This is my sad deck. This is the botanical deck that I adore the artwork, but I think it should have been an oracle deck instead of a tarot deck. I really do adore it, but it just, for me, doesn't work as a tarot deck. And I don't really want to cut the bottom off because it also has the name of the plant down there. So, for me, the Herb Crafter's Tarot is perfection as a herbal tarot. This one didn't just quite do it for me, even though it's super stunning. So that was a big disappointment. And it hurts my soul because it's gorgeous. So that one I'm going to put away for now. Maybe it will have another season. I'm keeping Pathfinders out. I really want to work with that some more. I haven't done too much work with it. This is one I got. This is called the Goddess Dream Oracle. I might give this to my niece. Again, my niece is kind of getting into it, and she likes oracles. let's pull a reading with this one. I'm curious about this. I think Miss Nikki, I think this one was your fault. Miss Nikki, do you have this one? I feel like I saw this on Nikki's Instagram and got it on a whim, even though it's not really my style of deck necessarily. I haven't really done much with it, so it feels fall. I might put it away for the fall and pull it back out. Are you talking about this one, Caden, that you work with the fall? It's very huggy. Well, we could use a hug. It's the end of 2020. We can all use a hug. I'm just going to pull another 2 cards. See, like, that's beautiful. Look at that. New beginnings. We need a new beginnings, right? And then the second one is, these are kind of Susan said and Belay, some of them. So you can get a little bit of a vibe of Susan said and Belay, new beginnings and opportunities. So let's just get through the rest of 2020 together. There are new beginnings ahead. There are opportunities ahead. I quite like that. I think that is very apropos. I think what I'll do is keep this out and do a walkthrough of it because it's quite beautiful. I just haven't used it enough to know. So yeah, I mean, look at that. Like, that's gorgeous. Like, courage. I mean, it's very obvious. It's all goddess energy. So it's all female, which isn't my favorite. As you all know, I like a mix. But I'm going to keep that one out. Maybe at least do a walkthrough of it. These are just decks that I haven't really spent a lot of time with yet, and I'd like to give them a chance. Oh, sorry. The artist on that is Wendy Andrew. It's a Rockpool Publishing deck. I'm going to give that one a chance. We could all use some hugs. I love this deck. I'm going to put this away just because I'm not using it right now, but I love this deck. This is the Oracle of Murmurs. I just pulled a nail badly. This one you would not think that I would like because it's got a very modern vibe and a very young vibe, and I'm not modern nor am I young, but I've had beautiful. This reminds me of Kelly Bear. Doesn't that remind you of Kelly Bear? Just the headband and a little bit of the sass. I don't know. Whenever I see this, I think of it as the Kelly Bear card. But I really have gotten great readings from this deck. Even though, as I said, look at this one. That's gorgeous. It's just a little bit more youthful and modern than I generally enjoy in a deck. But I have really enjoyed this. It feels kind of springy. I feel like maybe it will come back out in the spring because it kind of has a spring vibe to it. But yeah, it's a French deck, I believe, by, if you go to her website, Luby Luby Loon. I really enjoyed that. So are there any Dinosaur Oracle decks? I have not seen any. Spirit 277, there are dinosaurs in the 2nd edition of the Lost Forest Tarot. Hello, Miss Jada. Okay, let's see. This I'm probably going to put away. This is a Tree Angel Oracle deck. I'm not going to get rid of it. I have enjoyed it, but to me, it feels like pulling Oghams, and I just pull Oghams for that. I got this on a whim. I don't know why I'm showing these. We have not been showing cards because that will take us too long to get through. We're already like an hour and a half in. So I've enjoyed it. I like the energy of it, but if I'm going to pull from this kind of energy, I'm generally pulling from an actual Ogham or something. So I think I'm going to put it away for right now. Maybe it will come back out another time. I'm keeping this out. This is the Ancestral Oracle of the Celts. Love this deck. Want to spend some more concentrated time with this deck. That's by Caitlin Matthews. So that one, I trimmed that one up too, but that one's staying out. This is the Viking Oracle by Jimmy Manton. I resisted getting this one forever, and I haven't really used it to give it a try. It kind of feels mishmashy to me. And again, if I'm going to pull a rune, I wish that 24 of them were not runes, because if I'm going to pull a rune, I'm going to pull a rune. I'm not really going to, and it's just kind of odd how I wish they were all like that's for Berkano, but then they have other ones that are really totally different. I'm trying to give an example. Of course, I won't be like, I love this Nine Worlds card. It's gorgeous. It just kind of feels like this. So here's Daga. This is a female here. And then Berkano is kind of like this. Like it just feels like it wasn't very cohesively done. Again, I love Jimmy Manton's artwork. And then some of them are like this, that are just like this. So I feel like it was pulling like from past, it's pulled artwork from his pool of art, and they just kind of, so it feels like it's mishmash. It wasn't a whole deck that was created for the purpose of this deck, and it feels like that. It's like, okay, I don't have any image to go with this, so I'll just stick it on a scroll. So it's like, I just take a little bit more time and fill the deck out cohesively, and then I feel like it would work better. But I haven't used it much, so I'm going to keep it out and give it a try. But I think I use runes almost, I would say I use runes every other day. Every time I sit at my ancestor altar, I use runes. So I'm just going to use the runes versus that. So he needs more art. Yeah, he needs to keep, I guess, from pulling from the same pool. That's, and I haven't done a walkthrough of that. That's just like my impressions of it at the beginning. Yeah, I have that one too, Nikki, and I love that because that's just the runes. There's nothing there. This is a deck I really love. This is called the Universal Mind Oracle. You can't buy the deck anymore, but you can download a printable version from the artist on her Etsy shop. It's really beautiful. I haven't used it for a while, but I do love this deck. But I haven't used it for a while, so I'm going to put it away for now. But you can get for fairly cheap on her Etsy shop. You can get it and you can download it and print it yourself, print your own version off, because she's not producing it anymore. Okay. This needs to, I got to do that. I got to contact that person. Ocean Oracle, I think I'm going to put away for now. That's probably going to be another December deck. I'm going to keep the story cards out for a while. Okay. So I think that one's going to get put away. Liminal Spirits I'm going to keep out. I'm still working with that right now. So that's going to stay out. I got more Oracle decks to stay out than I do Tarot decks. This is going to go away. This was a animal Oracle deck, or an animal tarot deck. Again, I do think most animal tarot decks should just be Oracle decks. Like most of the time that I do a review or work with an animal tarot deck, I just think it should have been an Oracle deck. And so I cut everything off of this and turned it into an animal deck. But I don't pull from it very often. So I'm going to put that away for now, and maybe it will come back out. And then the last one is Antiquities of Magic Oracle. I really like this Oracle, and I'm going to keep this out for longer. So that's going to stay out. Okay. Those are that. There's that. This is one I need to do a walkthrough of. This is a Sacred Spirit reading cards. This has a lot of masculine energy, and there's not a lot of decks with masculine energy in them. So I need to do a walkthrough of this. Let's pull. We're testing decks, right? Let's pull two more cards for us. We're like gonna take 2020 out with that Oracle reading bang. Apparently she made a black and white what? Okay. Oh, the lady that made the rune deck is making a tarot deck. I haven't seen them. Can I do a video on how to trim? I feel like I probably have some. I would I feel like I probably have a video on trimming and edging decks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. I just use scissors. Like I literally just use scissors, cut them, and use markers and edge them. I feel like it's not very exciting, but I do feel like I have a video about it. And a lot of my walkthroughs, I have it at the end of the walkthroughs where it will say like the Druid Craft End Trim or something like that. Okay, let's see what we get here. Eternal Union. I don't know. Like to me, this doesn't say a whole lot. Let's see. So we have the Eternal Union coming together, energy being more balanced. 2020 did not feel balanced. And so this Eternal Union or this idea of energy coming together has that. That's a good connotation for 2020. Um, um, 2021 that we need sort of to pull some energy together because it's been very, I feel, disjointed energy, very disconnected, very difficult to see the way forward. So we really need to pull energy together to being more cohesive in 2021 versus scattered feeling, right? So I do think that that's really relevant, but I can't talk now. But the astral travel, like that's interesting. I don't see astral travel that way. Very cosmic feeling, but it's talking about caution. So we need to go into 2021 pulling energy together, but still have a bit of caution, which is true, right? We already know this. The fact that I don't believe that the flip of the calendar to January 1st is going to change much, but we can change our outlook. And that's what I'm working on. Like, again, I've said it earlier in the things, the last 3 months have been rough for me. And I'm just deciding that I'm done with that. And yes, there are things that are going on. Yes, that's going to continue to go on, but I just have to do things differently. I have to use the energy around me differently. And so we should be still cautious going into 2021, but let's bring the energy together instead of having it be so discordant there. So I'm not sure about this one. I just really like all the masculine energy in it. So I'm going to keep it out and give it a little work through and probably do a walkthrough of it because I usually don't really work with decks until I do a walkthrough. So let me slide that in there. Okay. Let me grab this little pile over here, and then we'll call that one good. So this is my, I need to do a walkthrough of these decks. I have more than this, but this is just right now what I have right here. These are mass market ones. I think I have another pile of other ones, but I did pick up the Nightmare Before Christmas. So I don't intend to use this for clients or anything. This is because my son's favorite movie, one of his favorite movies was A Nightmare Before Christmas. So I haven't even looked at this yet. So that one needs a walkthrough. This is called Tarot of the Golden Wheel. This coloration really appealed to me. It is based on Russian, inspired by magic and wisdom of Russian fairy tales. Tarot of the Golden Wheel interprets traditional tarot through the prism of colorful Slavic folk culture. And this, I don't know, something about this really appealed to me, but I haven't even done anything with it. It's just there to do a walkthrough of. Same thing, Messages of the Mermaids. Queen Osset has a really great walkthrough of this deck out on her channel. So I would definitely say to go visit her channel for this, for a walkthrough of this. I haven't really used it too much yet. I just picked it up because of Queen Osset's walkthrough. So there's that. Two that I'm very disappointed in, so those are going to go away. I love this deck. This is called the Heart Path Oracle cards. I have worked with this deck already. I've used this a lot in the last couple months, but I haven't done a walkthrough of it yet. But this one really surprised me. It seems like it's like a fluffy deck, but it actually is quite deep. And I'm really, really loving it. I just need to do a walkthrough of it. So that one's definitely staying out because I actually use it. This is the Wild Elemental Oracle. I love the Shamanic Healing cards. And then she did another one. I can't remember what it's called. I liked it, but I didn't love it as much as the Shamanic Healing deck. And then this one came out. I saw it at Barnes and Nobles and had a coupon. I haven't really, it's the same kind of real primitive artwork that the Shamanic Healing Oracle is. I haven't done anything with it. I haven't done a walkthrough of it yet. It is rectangle. I'll show you. Some people might not like it, Kaden, because they go sometimes horizontal and sometimes not. So thank you. Yes, but they didn't stay with the mat, the empathic oracle. They didn't stay with the mat for they didn't stay with the mat because this is the Wild Elemental is back to the shiny paper. Anyway, so some of them are horizontal. This is again the Heart Path Oracle. Some of them are horizontal, and then I would say most of them, well, I don't know, it's pretty split. Some of them are portrait. So I know that bugs people. It would bug me with a tarot deck. It doesn't seem to bother me as much. Like, look at that ancestor card. I'm sorry, I know I'm doing a terrible job showing these. I'll put it, no, I do not have it on my list that I just started. Let's just pull one. We're testing decks whilst I clean. We're almost done. I just have to clean my Oracle cubicle. Are you guys gonna make it, or do I have to do the last cubicle on my own? We can stop it. What are we at? 36. I don't think we're fully at 2 hours yet. Yeah, I mean, I really thought that it was. I thought, I had a coupon. I just happened to see it at Barnes and Nobles. It was one of those kind of pick up on a whim, but I really had great readings from it. So here we have the critical moment. Follow your intuition. The art's really beautiful. You can't trim it. Like, there's a lot of chunky edges because it's obviously using artwork of different sizes. But what I really like is if you read the guidebook on this one, on this deck, because I feel like sometimes it seems like something schmarmy, like, let's say, acknowledging your uniqueness. Now, I'm not saying that it's schmarmy to acknowledge your uniqueness, but it just seems like, okay, yeah, I know I'm unique. It's not really helpful. But then when you go in and you read the guidebook, it's far deeper than it seems on the surface. And it's real. I've just had some great readings from it, and the artwork is really beautiful. Dare to face yourself. Let's go to this card we pulled. The critical moment, follow your intuition. So, I mean, I think this is important going into 2021, right? We have to sort of, because the energy is so chaotic all around us, we kind of have to shut the noise down a little bit and just follow the intuition. I love the narrowness because very awkward borders because they're different size artwork. You can't trim it, so you're just kind of stuck with it. I do like the back. But the narrowness of this art almost helps to say, hone in on your intuition, push out the noise, push out the chaos around you, and really trust your instincts, trust your intuition as you enter into 2021 versus being bombarded by so much going on the outside. Something to think about. I don't know, but I found this deck I really enjoyed it a lot. So I'll do a walkthrough of it. I'll put it on the list for Miss Jamie. Where's my list? Hello, Candy. Candy, Soil, and Soul. That is an awesome name. Okay, I've got a list going here. Heart Path Oracle. Oof, I'm hot. Heart Path Oracle. I'm starting out the year right with a list. Okay, so yeah, but that one I've used actually, so that's not one that I haven't used. These two I'm disappointed in. I probably won't do a walkthrough of them. Um, again, these were kind of picked up with a coupon and a whim. I really want a good Nordic deck. And some people have really enjoyed this one, but I don't know. I just looked at it and I was disappointed. The cardstock's not great. I don't know. It's a pip deck, which you would think that I would really love. Sorry, this is not a walkthrough. I don't know. It's a little, maybe I'm going to just need to give it a chance because I love pip decks, but I just feel like it's kind of a blah pip deck. Like they're all just kind of the same backgrounds with just the four, pentacles there. It's not an inspiring pip deck. So I'm not a fan. I was disappointed as soon as I opened it. It was just kind of like, I felt like I wasted my money on that one, even though I got a good deal on it. I still feel like I wasted my money. And then this one, I've yet to find the perfect dragon. I love dragon energy. I work with dragon energy. I've yet to find a real dragon deck that speaks to me of dragon energy, and this is not the one for me. It's got a bunch of these chalices that are, the artwork is really not it's blurry. It's cute. I know some people probably love it. It's just a little bit too cartoony, like it doesn't speak to the power of dragons. For me, it just doesn't feel powerful like a dragon. Dragons are very powerful for me. And it just doesn't quite feel that to me. Again, somebody might love it. Then there's like random ones like this. It's like, well, why is he in here? Like, I don't know. There were just some random ones. There were ones that felt like they were pulled from tarot. I did not like the chalices. It didn't work for me. And I'm looking for the dragon deck. Now, I'm with Al. I am holding out for Oak Ash and Thorn's new tarot deck that's coming. That is very much woodland dragon, and the artwork is so amazing that I'm hoping that's the one. But these two feel like I wasted my money on them. Those probably aren't even going to go back in my collection. Yes, I do, and I will be watching closely with that because I think that's going to be the one for me. Okay, I think that's everything for that. These are oracles, and this is tarot. I still have to do a test on, and those are oracles that need to test or walk through. It doesn't work for me, Kathy Kerr. I know everybody loves the Celtic Dragon by Lisa Hunt. I need to pull it out again. I do have it. My problem with it is it feels it's very muted in tone. And maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one. There's another, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one. I'll have to look at it again, but it just, dragon energy for me is big and bold and powerful and ancient, and I don't know, I have just not gotten the hit for me. It's a very personal energy. It's like for me, Fae energy is just super specific for me, and dragon energy has got a specific feel to it, and I just haven't yet found that deck that just feels like, yes, that's the one. And I'm holding hope that the Mr. Andy, is it Moy? I can't think of how it was last name. I can't read it on the deck over there. But anyways, the creator of the Oak Ash and Thorn Tarot and the illustrator are working together with one, and I'm holding out all my hope on that one. I'll have to give it another shot, Miss Kathy. And I don't think that it wouldn't give a clear. I like Lisa Hunt's work, so I don't think it wouldn't read well. It doesn't speak dragons for me. If that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna power through this last cubicle because I would just have it done. Oh, oh, then I would just have it done, right? And I can feel like, okay, I am ready 2021. So this last cubicle is a second deck is called Smoke, Ash, and Embers. And I hope it's the same cardstock as Oak, Ash, and Thorn because I love that cardstock. It riffle shuffles really well. Okay. Some of these I think aren't going to stay here. I think this is supposed to be favorite Oracle decks, but I think that it's kind of gotten other decks have filtered their way in here. So let's pull this all out because that's been working so far, is to pull everything out. Yes, I think the Hush is very fey and very liminal. Okay. Last cubicle, folks. Last cubicle. Thank you. This really, I'm definitely selfish here tonight. This chit chat has really been for myself. It really has been because I needed to get this done, and I knew that it wouldn't get done if I didn't have people to chit chat with. So I'm going to pull these out because these are everything in this cubicle is supposed to be favorite Oracle. And I know that this is not the case here. It doesn't mean that I just like it. It means it's a favorite. Like, I don't want to not have that deck. And I know that all of these do not fit that category. Okay. Okay. Like this one. Here's a Shamanic Medicine Oracle card. I like this deck, but I don't think it's a favorite. I don't ever use it. It's beautiful. I can't start showing cards. I like this deck a lot, and it's not a deck that I would get rid of, but I don't use it. I don't go to it for animistic decks that stay out on my nature. It never shows up there. So I'm going to put that one away. It's not going to get rid of it, but it's not a favorite. Same thing with the Golden Wheel. I'm using this one. I haven't done a walkthrough of this yet, but I haven't used it long enough to tell. So that really needs to go down here in the I'm still working on it decks, right? This is Madame Endora, which is a favorite, hands down. This is the Mildred Payne Oracle, which is a favorite, hands down. Oh, wait, is this what is this? Oh, no, these are domino reading cards. I love these, but they are not favorites. I got to put those over there. I still have to go through cartomancy, but that's another day. Goddess knowledge cards, favorite for sure. I've got to figure out how to stack these. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this differently here. Davis of Creation. I love this deck. I think it's probably a favorite. It's still a favorite. So that goes back there. Chronicles of Destiny. I love this deck. I wouldn't say it's an all-time favorite, but I'm going to put that away for right now. This is a Rackham Oracle. Definitely a favorite. Yes, I agree with that for sure. Divine Feathers, yes. I actually really love the Lunar Nomad Oracle. This is a Lenormand deck in giant size, which goes against everything that I like about Lenormand decks, but this works as an Oracle, and I really, really love it. So that's staying out. Okay, I'm just trying to get the right sizes. This is the Stacey DeMarco's Halloween Oracle. I love this deck. It is a favorite Oracle deck of mine, not just for Christmas, not just for Halloween. This is a Faceted Garden. This I bought because I love Illuminated Earth. I do not love this one as much as Illuminated Earth. But I haven't used it a ton either. So I'm going to put it down in the I need to use it more. It's not in my favorites though. Illuminated Earth, 1000% favorite. The what is it called again? Faceted Garden is in that maybe space. I don't know if it's going to become a favorite. I'm trying to get the right box sizes to put things where they belong. I don't have a lot of big boxed Oracle decks. So I guess we'll just have to keep going with it. I'm going to put one of these away. I have 2 Sacred Destinies out. The Halloween is that if you're talking about the Halloween one, Al, that is Daisy DeMarco. I have 2 Sacred Destinies. I have one that's trimmed and one that's not. I use the one that's not more. I actually kind of like the doorway feel of the borders, so I don't use this as much, so I'm going to put that away for right now, but that's already in my favorites down here. You all know what I feel. Let's pull a hug. Should we pull a hug? This is my very first hug deck, and taught me that it's good sometimes to get hugs. So let's just get a hug real quick. Let's get a real quick hug. I don't know how useful I'm not sure how useful this many readings in one night really is, but you know, we're going into 2021. We need to refresh the energy. Denise Lynn had what? What? Spirit 277? I need to write that down. Denise Lynn. Denise Lynn question mark Forest. I'm gonna have to look that up. I know it's this. I have so many memories of this one. Like sometimes you just need a hug. We're gonna do this one. We're gonna do this one. The blessing of omnipresence. Okay, see if you can see that. Breathe in light and breathe out any unwanted thoughts. Dwelling on what has been or might have been serves no purpose. Let's not dwell on 2020. Feel the healing omnipresent light that surrounds and fills you. Focus on the present, for it is blessed with infinite potential. Again, very affirmative, very huggy deck, but it's always spot on. Let's breathe in light and breathe out 2020. Breathe in good things, breathe out 2020. It's like, let's just blow it all out, right? Focus on the present. Let's not stay focused on 2020. Let's deal with what we have to deal with right now. I do love it. So it's 100% a hug deck, but it is a favorite hug deck for me. So that is definitely a favorite. Shamanic healing, I already talked about. I use this a lot in past life messages. It's just a really great deck. Love it. I also love this Divine Feather deck. This is just so sweet. It's just feathers on one side, the image of the feather on one side, and the other side is got the bird and a little message. Like this is White Eagle. The connection to divine guidance is within you. I love this. I use it for my walk in the woods readings, and I really love it. The Huggy deck is called Namaste deck. So I love this Divine Feathers oracle. Oh, I'm getting hot. Illuminated playing cards. I really love this deck. It is like a mashup of the majors and the minors all together. I don't like the large version, but I like this version that has 2 smaller sets, a dark and a light one for mirroring purposes. Whoops. I really like this deck. I didn't love the big version, but I love the new version. So that's for sure. Along with my goddess, both of these, goddess knowledge and goddess or animal spirits. I wish they would put out a God's knowledge card. She has enough artwork to do that. I have written them and said, please do it. But her artwork speaks to my soul, and I love these 2 decks so much. I have multiple copies. 100% yes. So I love these little mini decks here, but they are not all my favorite. My favorite is the Divine Doors. I use this for casting on. Absolutely love that one staying. I really like the Whispering Woods. I just like them all though. I can't put them away. They're so cute. I love the Whispering Woods. I can't put them away. They're just too cute. But the Divine Doors is my favorite. Look how cute they are. They're just so cute. Like this little pack of mini decks. They make me so happy. They make me so happy, so we're going to leave them. Curious Oracle. I love this deck. It's expensive. The cardstock's amazing, but it is a really fantastic deck. Same thing, not same thing. This is Cartes Divinatories Dialgaro. This is a really cool. It's like a cartomancy style meets oracle style. Feels very past lifey or liminal space. I really love that deck a lot. It's a big favorite of mine. That goes there. And then the Oracle de Reflect, same thing. It's a cartomancy meets oracle style deck that works really gorgeous. I know, Miss Bendy, I have so much cleaning to do that oh no, I'm pulling stuff down. Oh, come on. I had so much cleaning to do. We're almost done. What is this? Oh, this is the Witchwood. I love this, but I'm going to put that away with my other decks for next season of, I don't know what this is. It's really bad when you don't know. You know it shouldn't be in my favorites if I don't even know. Oh, this is my combined, it's like stuck. This is my combined Proud decks. These are definitely favorites. So this is the Heart of Fairy and the Fairy Oracle with the artwork by Brian Froud. I use this in my Walk in the Woods. I love his artwork. This is the two of them mixed. A lot of times this is on my Nature's altar, but right now it is not because it's filled up with other things. And definitely these are favorites. Maybe Kelly might feel like doing a half chat quarter marathon. We shall see. We shall see. I am promising nothing that I will fail to deliver on. This is a bit of a marathon. Magical Times. I've talked about this a whole bunch. I love this deck so much. It's a hug deck that empowers. My only favorite Oracle crystal deck, the only crystal deck that I use is Lavish Earth Oracle because it's got the crystals and quotes. And the quotes just give you something to really jump off of in terms of Oracle usages. I absolutely love that. It's the only crystal deck that I use on a regular basis. Liminal Space, I love this. It's super sassy. If you like the energy of Sibylla, it's like a modern Sibylla. It has a bit of sass. It has a bit modern for my liking, but I like the energy of it so much. I don't think you can get this anymore, but I don't know. I thought there was something where they weren't producing it anymore, but that might be something else. But anyways, I really love this one because it's super sassy and it feels like a modern Sibylla. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, this is a playing card deck that needs to go back on a playing card. Oh, I got L. Ron's Spirit Doodle cards. These I just like energetically. Like they just have an energetic pop. This one is actually, my other one's over there. I keep it generally where my music is, which right now is my flutes. And so it's sitting over with my flutes. I have two decks actually that are specific like that. The Spirit Doodle cards stay by whatever music I'm working on. And then I have the, what is it called? The deck for Wonder Walking stays over on my art table. So those are just kind of specific to those places, those things for me personally. This is a playing card deck, but I use it as an oracle deck. It is the Wagner's Ring, Arthur Rackham. It is illustrated playing cards, but And I like this better than the tarot deck. I know there's a ring cycle tarot deck, but that one's not for me. It gives you like the image on it, and then it has like a little statement. So this one says, considers Brunhilde's pleas. And so with the image and the statement of what's going on in the image, it works really great as an oracle deck. So if you like Rackham's artwork, and like I do, and you like the Wagner's Ring cycle, this is a great oracle deck that way. So I love that oracle deck. I have these three, which I've done a walkthrough of. I wouldn't say that they can be in my favorites yet, but they probably will end up there. Again, I've been working just with the animal cards and absolutely loving them. And then alone, I've mostly been working with the Fantastic Being, which I think is brilliant. It's just different and brilliant. I haven't used the floral one too much because plant energy, I mostly just use actual plants. But the animals, I showed you the little version, are stacked on my table, and I've been using that a ton. So it will probably end up in my favorites. Two more. This is Elizabeth on Earth, the 3 decks in one. It's very special to me. That is up in my favorites. And for goddess decks, I really love this goddess spirit, which I've talked about before. That's up there in my favorites. And then, of course, we already talked about those favorites. We are done. Oh, my goodness. Now I'm exhausted. I still have work to do. I don't know what time it is. 7:20. Oh, we're doing okay. We made it. We cumulatively have cleaned out all my favorite tarot decks, my favorite tarot and oracle that I use with clients. These are I'm working on them. I need to do a walkthrough of them. I'm kind of playing around with them. These are favorite oracle decks, all-time favorite oracle decks. And then I've got a pile to put away, which I'm glad to see. Oh, these need to go. These need to go down here. These are just going to go into my favorites because, come on. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with myself. And then the shamanic dust, I still need to do some more work with it. That was a lot. That was a lot. I really only have my historic decks and my Cardamance decks, but I need to pull all that stuff down, and that's not for tonight. I don't know. Usually I do, Jada, but I have a lot here that's already out for me to work on. So I don't think that this time I'll be pulling anything out. I'm really very set in the decks that I'm using right now, which are on my table. I've just been using the heck out of Oak, Ash, and Thorn Tarot with the Illuminated Earth Tarot. Those two together are absolutely phenomenal. So I've been using those a lot. I've been using the Spirit Cards Oracle a ton. I've been using the Cosmic Visions deck a ton. For clients, I've been using the Light Seers and the Lost Forest a ton. Like, I don't really feel like a gap in needing anything pulled out right now. And I have all these that I still need to work on. Like, I've got a lot of walkthroughs to catch up. So I don't think I'll pull anything else out right now until I bring some of that down a notch. Are there certain crystals you place with certain decks? You know what? There isn't. I used to do that a long time ago. Well, when I had fewer decks, I did used to pair crystals with decks. But I don't anymore. I don't do that in my system anymore. The only decks that I keep out are in my sacred spaces, and that whole space is energetically sacred, right? So I have a couple decks that always stay with my on my ancestor altar. They're already like in sacred space with the crystals that are there. I have certain decks that are always out on my nature's altar. That whole space with nature bits and bobs, crystals that are there, are sort of all sacred space already. So they're there. If it's on my working table, I have crystals out there. If it's on my reading table, I have crystals there. So my crystals are far more specific to, I need to do like an updated crystal video probably. My crystals tend to be very work oriented, where they're very effective at working in a certain space. And so whatever's in that space is being affected by them, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but that's how I kind of work with crystal work versus specific decks. Am I working with the Veil Tarot? No, I don't know what that one is. If you mean Shimmering Veil, the Shimmering Veil I do work with. That I work with for healing type readings. So, if you're talking about a different Veil Tarot, I don't know about that. Okay, I think, yeah, I don't know. I think, is that supposed to be February, Nikki? Nikki says, I forgot about the Cosmic Visions Kickstarter pack. I can't wait for mine. I'd say that was probably my most expensive deck purchase, even though it was more than just a deck. I feel like that was my most expensive Kickstarter purchase, because I did get the Geomancy symbols, I got the Cosmovisions deck, I got the Prismavisions deck to match it with that beautiful cardstock. I can't remember what else I got, but I feel like that was my most expensive Kickstarter of 2020, and I don't regret it. I cannot wait for that to come in. I'm guessing so. Like, it's one of those things that's going to be worth it however long it takes, and because I've been using the deck all this time, so I absolutely love it. So, are there any decks you're looking forward to in 2021 other than Cosmic Visions? Yes, I definitely love the Cosmic Visions. I don't think I have any Kickstarters that I'm waiting on. I think I have a Raven playing card deck that I'm waiting on. But I think the Cosmovisions is the only Kickstarter deck that I have that I'm waiting for. I don't think I have anything out there. I don't even know, like, I don't keep up always. Like, if I stumble on a deck that I know is coming out in 2021 or something, then I'll know it. But I don't like go out and search for what decks are coming out. So I couldn't even tell you what's coming out in 2021 to be waiting for. Obviously, I'm really excited about Anna's Abyss Tarot, because that's literally pretty much a perfect deck for me, and just in terms of the number usages. I already have a kind of a creator copy of that, so I'm not missing that because I can already use it, but I'm looking forward to be able to use it with clients and to be able to do a walkthrough of it. So that's coming out in 2021. I hope that this dragon deck by the Oak Ash and Thorn Tarot team, I hope that comes out in 2021. That would definitely be the Oak Ash and Thorn was probably my most anticipated, and that blue, I love it so much. Are there any decks you would recommend for grieving? My friend just lost her mother, so I feel called to gift her a soft healing deck when it feels appropriate. I'm very sorry for her loss as well. I'm so glad that she has a friend like you that is there to support her. Grieving is really hard in terms of it very much depends on who we are, right? So who we are, what it is that we need in the middle of grief, and it can very much vary depending on when we are. Now, I have personally found sweet huggy type decks to be very helpful to me in the midst of the healing process, but that was later in the healing. Probably at the beginning I would have been annoyed by it, so knowing myself. So it's such a hard question to answer. I would honestly, like, if she loves animals, I would say Spirit of the Animals. I think that it is such a supportive deck. Let's pull one for 2021. Why not? I find this to be super supportive, and nobody can really get annoyed with animals. I feel like, how can you get annoyed with your animals? So I feel like it's really supportive without being annoying. I also think that this would be really good, the Sacred Destiny, because it kind of asks us to go into particular spaces that's really supportive. The artwork is really beautiful. The guidebook is really good at kind of setting, okay, where am I going to set my energy? Where am I going to enter? You know, what energy landscape should I enter into right now as I'm healing? So I do think that the Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Lynn would be very good in that way. Um, it's just hard because it depends on you and it depends on where you're at. So it makes it difficult, I think, to pick a deck or another person that would work really well. I'm trying to think of, I wouldn't necessarily say the shamanic one or the namaste one, although it's a really sweet huggy deck that could be so sweet that it might be annoying just depending on your friend, right? Like right at the beginning of my son's death, I don't think I would have liked that deck. It took me later down the road. Zach says, Sheila Conway's doing another David deck and a journey into the underworld. Ooh, that one might be nice. Okay, let's pull one of these and see if this looks like this might work for her. So this is an animal. Oh, see, there's my Pathfinder. Wolves are definitely Pathfinder energy for me. So I'll read what it says just so you can get an idea. It says, release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. I don't necessarily go by these. I just kind of look at the wolf and I just do what I want to do with them. But I do think that this is a nice, neutral, but very supportive deck that I could say could be a good one for your friend who's grieving. I would also say the Sacred Destiny, and I would probably also make a case for if she likes this kind of artwork. Where did it go? This one. The Magical Times Empowerment card by Jody Bergsma. This is the same artist as this. I've used this a lot for myself in healing and grief work because it's very, I've said it 20 times, but it's very empowering. So it is supportive, but it empowers you to do the work. It empowers you to keep moving forward in a way that you don't always get with affirmation decks. So like these two would be a really nice set by the same artist. But I think if I got one, I would say this one. That's just my personal opinion. Hopefully that helps. I'm glad that she has a friend like you, trying to help out and get her through. But if she loves wolves and we pull the wolf, I feel like that's kind of the sign that that's the right one, right? Okay, I am going to wrap this up. I have talked myself well enough for a little while. I appreciate everybody's patience with the technical difficulties. At least it seems to have worked starting it over again. And I have clean cubicles and we're ready to head into 2021. I'm ready to, I don't know if you have clean cubicles, but I'm ready to head into 2021 now. I've done my desk, I've done my table, I've done my sacred space, I've done my working space, did the cubicles, so I am ready to go. So I appreciate you guys' help in cheering me on to clean things out. And if I don't see you before 2021, I will see you right after when we're in 2021. And I do wish you the last couple days, own these last couple days of 2020 and let's go out with good intentions to move into the next year and claim it and work with what we got to work with. We can do this. So I'll see you guys all later and have a happy new year. However you can squeeze that out. All right.